The immune response is mostly carried out by Ig. So whenever we hear about the term immunoglobulin, so immunoglobulin is more related to the immune system. However, the proteins that are associated with the immune response not only carry out immune response but also carry out cell adhesion. So there's a family of proteins known as the immunoglobulin family, and most of our human genome it encodes for immunoglobulin superfamily, and hence they're the most abundant domain in human proteins. And primarily, it was thought that they have just one function of carrying out the immune response, but the primary function is actually function is actually the adhesion of the cells, and there's a secondary function that's actually the immune response. So there are a lot of immune IGSF proteins in our body. However, they do not actually carry out this entire function of cell adhesion alone. There's another protein that comes into picture here to help them carry out this function. This is known as the integrin protein. Now we know about the integrin protein. The integrin protein is usually associated with the adhesion of a cell and the components of a cell to the cytoskeleton or the basement membrane. Now, why is it here though? How does it help the IGSF to carry out their function? So what it does is that it, along with this primary function of adhesion of the cell to the substratum or the components of the cell to the cytoskeleton, the integrin also helps in the binding of the cell to the other IGSF proteins. So for example, in the case of VCAM or vascular adhesion cell molecule, VCAM is a type of IGSF that is related to the vessels. The vessels are the blood lining or the blood vessel lining, and usually the integrin protein attaches itself, the integrin alpha 4 beta 1 attaches itself to the VCAM, and then it attaches itself to the blood vessel lining. So this is how integrin helps the IGSF. Another thing we can see is that if you look at the if you look at a typical IGSF, you can see that it's a long polypeptide chain. It's about 70 to 110 polypeptide long, nucleotide long, and the structure is similar to the fibronectin molecule. We know about the fibronectin. Fibronectin is another substance that help in the taking of the cell and transporting it to wherever it is needed. So just like fibronectin, the structure of the IGSF is quite similar. It's about 70 to 210 amino acids, and it is made up of domains. So there are parts of it. So this entire amino acid chain is divided into parts, and then it is folded on itself. So 70 to 110 amino acids divided into parts and then folded. And as the name suggests, the name is IGSF, immunoglobulin superfamily. So it's a family. So there are a lot of types of different immunoglobulins. So the first type, most of them actually are involved in the adhesion of lymphocytes. Lymphocytes, which are the primary, cells that are in the immune response. So most of them help in the cell adhesions of these. However, there are four more different types of other IGSFs, which are the VCAM that we learned about, the integrin alpha 4 beta 1, which is related to VCAM, or the vascular cell adhesion, which is related to the adhesion between the vessels and usually acts in the blood. And then we have the NCAM, or the neural cell adhesion molecule. So this one is responsible mostly for acting on the nerve cell, as the name suggests. And it's also there's another partner of the NCAM, or the neural IGSF, known as the L1. So L1 CAM is also it also helps to mediate cell adhesions, especially between non-immune cells in the neural compartment. So NCAM and L1 actually work together and play an important role in nerve outgrowth, synapse formation, and also in the early development of nervous system. There's a quite important pathology related to this. So you know that we have this disease known as the water on the brain disease or hydrocephalus. Children with severe mutation in this type for in the gene that makes L1 and especially L1 type of IGSF showed this disease, and it was found out that this disease is caused by the non-conjunction or the disjunction between two major nerves that run across the brain, and hence it's quite important for the body and the brain.